Hello everybody. What we're going to be doing today is a tier list of the weapon aspects. I think I've played all the ones that were changed, so I think I got a pretty good grasp of what that does. So we're going to start with the daggers, and we'll just go through each aspect one at a time. The way that I'm going to be doing this, I think I'm just going to be going by ease of use. I'm not going to include speedrunning. I think most players won't ever speedrun. 99.5% of players are never going to try to speedrun. So we're not going to include speedrunning in this. What we're going to be doing, I think it's going to be based off of how low the floor is and how high the ceiling is. So how easy and effective they are for new players or newer players or lower skill players, and how far you can stretch the skill cap. So how good are they at high fear? My high fear bar, I'm just going to set it at 32. I don't think most people will ever go. Most people don't even play 32 fear. I don't think a lot of people ever even turn on the aspect of the Oath of the Unseen. So we're just going to 32 fear. If I think it can clear 32 fear efficiently or not will be kind of the other thing. I've cleared I've cleared 32 fear with all of these, but there's some of them that with my skill level, what I basically had to do for some of the boss fights was take a ranged cast and then just some movement speed, like either blinding rush or something else, and then just run around a lot and throw casts until the boss died. So that's not really the weapon aspect. That's just me cheesing the boss. So some of them I don't. I mean, the normal boss fights, even if you have capped out all the other things, I can still, even with frenzy and all that stuff. They're pretty easy to beat. It's just when you get the rivals. I think the rivals fights are pretty. Now that I got used to Polyphemus, he's pretty easy. And Eris is just annoying if you don't have anything ranged to clear the bombs, but she's not hard either. It's just basically Prometheus and Heracles, and then Typhon and Kronos. Those two fights are really, really hard on the surface. We'll just go with the surface. The Underworld, I think all four rivals fights are actually fairly difficult in their own way. If you're not on really high fear, I think that Cerberus is pretty easy. If you just have 250 hit points, you can just kind of face tank kill him almost. Because most of his attacks are pretty easy to dodge. If you have on Swift Runner, you can just dodge through him. Now, if you're really high fear and you don't have Swift Runner, he's really, really hard. If you can't dodge through him, you're going to take so much damage. But if you can just go through him, I don't know why I'm getting into all that right now. But anyway, we're going to start with the weapon aspects. So here, first we have Artemis. I don't think I'm going to have anything lower than C. I'm not going to have a D or an A, obviously. So I'm going to go with a B. It's fine. I'm going to also include how fun I think they are in my calculations in my brain. So you can clear high fear with 32 fear with this. I mean, fairly easily, I guess. It's not intuitive really how to use this aspect is clunky. And you get if you just got 100% crit chance on the attacks, I might move it up one spot. But the fact that it just gives you crit chance, high crit chance on after doing this setup with it, I just think it's not really worth setting that up or using. So really, it's just a crappier Mel dagger, I guess. So here's Pan. I'm not really sure what to do with Pan. It used to be S tier. Definitely used to be S tier. But I have a hard time even putting it in A tier now. We'll go like this. Okay, next dagger. The Mel dagger. I mean, Mel dagger's probably just here. So, yeah. is what can I say? The dagger aspect. Other than Morgan, I think I'm going to put in. Morgan's an easy A tier for me. It might even end up being S. I'm going to be really stingy with my S tier handouts, though. You're not going to see a lot of S tier stuff from me. I actually think I'm going to move these down to C. Yeah, we'll leave Pan. Pan is definitely a B. It could be an A, but I think currently I'm going to leave it at B. All right, here's Morgan. Morgan is definitely the best dagger aspect. I did like 100,000 damage just with the Blood Triad the other day. It's pretty crazy, and it's not a hard. The rotation seems impossible when you first start it, and they made it way easier to use. So, especially if you just get some charge speed or whatever, I mean, just like if you get sweeping ambush, you just go insane with this aspect. It's so good now with Apollo. You can just clear especially on the surf. If you're in the underworld, mostly has tinier rooms and lots of smaller enemies that kind of swarm you. You just take Apollo and you just clear rooms like instantly. It's so strong. Like I said, I'm gonna be very stingy with my S tiers. I don't think it's S tier simply because it's doing the rotation at like 32 fear. If you have like Frenzy on or wards or anything like that, that's gonna make it not be as good. Like you will struggle. It's just not gonna. Like I said, I've cleared 32 fear. And so the fact, if this aspect could get trick knives like the other aspects, I might bump it up to S. But it can't get trick knives, which is like the only thing that the other aspects basically become S tier when you have trick knives. But I'm not going to give them the 1 out of 4 runs when you get trick knives and say, okay, this makes them S tier. Like, I will put that addendum though that all the daggers are S. All 3 of those aspects feel like S tier when you have trick knives. So next we're going to do the Mage Staff. First here on the list is Circe. This is going to be my first S tier that I give out. Circe is so strong, and I know some of the people that are trying to run Max Fear think that really is the way to go. Now, especially now that Medea's still the best aspect, don't get me wrong. But it's the best speedrunning aspect. It's the easiest aspect to get. It has the highest floor. Its floor is A tier. Like, you can take bullcrap on it, and it's an A tier still. Just because of how strong it is, the base of it. It's pretty ridiculous, actually. Yes. But anyway, what can I say about Circe? The double cast is so strong. The leash is so strong. You can just... Especially if you play this aspect... You're not so good at higher fears. You want Death Defiance as a higher fear. And this is the one that you want with... whatever... what's the cat's name? See, I never get to use the cat because I always play strength. But anyway, yeah. She just goes to sleep. Tully, I think, or something like that. But yeah. Let me actually check and see what the cat's name is real quick. I'm sorry. It's bothering me. I don't want to sit here and not give her due. She's so good.
Join me.
What am I doing?
Grow strong, my friend.
What is her name? It's not showing me her name anywhere. Why? I'm so confused. You don't get to know her name, apparently.
Can't get enough of those.
Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll forget about that for now. But anyway, she stays still, and you can just run around and just kill everything with the leash. It's so ridiculous. Also, just if you can stack the casts on top of each other, like, it just goes nuts. Like, there's so many different things that really help with this. Like, the hitch cast becomes so much better on it because, like, you're just hitting the whole room. All the casts are better on it, honestly. So Circe is my first S tier. Here's Momus. Momus was probably the original S tier, but with the nerf and the rivals fights being added, she's gonna be an A tier for me currently. She's still, that aspect is still super strong. Like, yeah, I mean, like, it's so, especially if you're at low fear, but it's definitely S tier. Its floor is very good. its ceiling is capped, though, in my opinion. You'll never see anyone running. I mean, like, you'll see Boated run probably beat 62 fear with this aspect. But you're never going to see anyone trying to do, like, crazy, like, normal players. I struggle at 32 fear with this. This was the one that took me the most runs to clear 32 fear. Like, I actually died during the Chronos Typhon fight, like, 8 billion times with it. I think, well, 8 billion, I mean, like, 6. But, yeah. It's really strong. It's really fun. I think it gets to be A tier, even though it would be B tier if it wasn't like so good for new players. I think it is like the S tier for new players. So if you're listening to this, just play Momus, use your magic, point it, click, watch things die. It's pretty great. Almost any you can get. The hammers for it are so amazing. The hammers for it kind of prop it up too. So that's pretty sick. I'll leave A tier for that. Next is Anubis. Anubis is going to be the highest A tier for me, I think. It could even be S when we're done. Anubis is so good. There's so many different things you can put on the attack and have it be amazing. You can go Apollo to make the attack huge. You can go Zeus just to blitz a large area of things. You can go Hera, and it's really good because it's so big, and then you just like hitch everything. You can go Hestia because it's just a giant scourge. It's like a bigger smolder ring. You can go Zeus because not Zeus. You can go Poseidon because it procs so well. Let me think. Is there anyone it's bad on? Like you wouldn't put the attack on what's his name? Hephaestus, because Hephaestus would only hit one guy probably, or it might splash on a couple. But if you had it down to like 1 second with like all the duo boons, then it'd probably be really good because it would tick like 3 or 4 times on everybody in it while it was sitting there. But other than that, that's a lot of work. You can't be like, well, if you get like 15 palms and 3 duo boons, you could totally have this be the best attack. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't put it on Aphrodite. That doesn't make a lot of sense. But most of the attacks are super good on it. Its special is ridiculous. I like just putting Zeus on that and just poking things and giving them blitz and pulling them into my attack and cast. Oh, it's so strong. You go like Apollo for the area, and then like a smolder ring, and then like you start poking them with Zeus and pulling them in, and then you just have like Ares on that setup, and you just get like Divine Vengeance and Light Smite. That is such a good build. The Anubis, I have a video with it. The Anubis, what's that? Heinous Affront. Yeah, it's so strong. It's just ridiculous. Okay, let's see here. The next staff. Did we already do 3 staffs? We did. Okay, so this is just the Mel staff. This is funny. The Mel staff is also a very low A. They made, I think for clearing the underworld especially, Mel staff is like S tier because I don't know if it has quite the damage you need, the DPS that you need to burn through a lot of the stuff on the surface. Especially once you start adding like shields and grit and things like that. But it is amazing at clearing the stuff in the underworld. It's like one-shotting giant balls of mobs coming at you. It's really, really strong, and you get it's just really good. You get the magic points from it too, and then if you get like the double, whatever it's called, double moonshot. It's not called double moonshot, but you know what I mean. So it's just really, really strong. It's probably it'll be like the lowest A, but it's still really good. Okay, let's see here. What are we gonna do next? We can do the torches, I suppose. Let's do the axes. So, this is tough. I think now we're going to drop Thanatos, who I used to have, what would have been a D tier for me, like 3 patches ago. Anyone that played during the early access, the axes weren't. Oh, so Thanatos at one point it could block stuff. So it's like its skill ceiling was maybe the highest in the game. If you remember Boated, who's one of the top 2 players of this game, in my opinion, he was the first to clear 55 fear on the surface. And he did it with the Thanatos axe, just basically blocking everything. He barely had enough damage to get through, but he just blocked. If you watch the video, he blocked like hundreds of things during the run. I think it was so absurd. It used to be on your special. You just time it perfectly, and you would basically whack it with the axes on the upward thrust. They removed that, but since then they've made it. It is so strong. Especially if you get Rapid Hack, then you just have 70% bonus attack speed, and then you're stacking all that crit, and you just have Rocky, and you go into Blood Drops, and Grievous Blow, and whatever you want on the. You could just actually put. You could probably just get away with putting Ares in the attack, even though Ares is kind of a weak god, as I'll probably show you during my tier list. But getting more attack from the blood drops, and then getting Grievous Blow and Mutual Destruction, you just start like 2/3 of your hits are like critting or doing double damage with the Grievous Blow and stuff. So yeah, you just want to take that aspect, and you want to get success rate and just go bananas. It's so good. It's not. I don't. I'm gonna put it above Cersei right now. Actually, in my opinion, that might be. People might think that's controversial, but I don't know. That's where I'm at with that for now. The Chiron Axe. So this also used to be. I think I'm gonna put it there for a minute. But I'm gonna think about it. It used to be the king of speed runs of everything. There's some super strong builds you could take with it. Still. And it's one of the easiest. I would say it's an S tier for new players and for lower skilled players with no. If you're playing with no fear, just trying to get clears, it's super good because all you need is a special and a cast boon, and you can almost ignore everything else really. You just want to get the cast boon and stack everything on top of it that gets that triggers upon your mega cast, because when you hit the cast with the special. It just basically procs the Omega cast. So if you have Geyser Spout and a couple other things, Meat Grinder is okay, but I wouldn't want Ares on this aspect. What you really want is like the other ones, like Arctic Gale, maybe Prominence Flare, things like that. And you could also have the one from Local Climate or whatever from Demeter. I mean, you can also be silly and try to go into that Ares Demeter duo boon, but it's not worth it. But for now, it kind of just goes between being really low A or high B. It's definitely better than Pan, I think, currently, but we're going to leave it right there. Here's my first D. Even with the buffs, I'm going to drop Melax in D. I just don't see it. Actually, no, we're not going to go D. I said I wasn't going to go D. We'll just go low C. It's fine. It's still too slow and feels awful. Like you just get bopped all the time when you're doing your attack animation. It hits like a truck now, that's for sure. If you just put like Aphrodite on it or Apollo or a Hera, anyone who gives a high percentage, it feels really good. Don't do on-hit things with it. It just is so slow. That leaves us with the last axe here. Nergal. Nergal is very strong. I don't think it's as good as Morrigan or Nubis or Momus, but I'm gonna drop it right there. It's very, very strong. The fact that you get the heals, it's really fun. You get the bonks. It's better. It's definitely way better than Chiron or Melax, but it's definitely not S tier by any means. But I think it'd be an insult to its potential to drop it into B. It's really fun too. You just bonk, 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 and then it starts attacking really fast. You get blood drops on it. You're like pow, 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 pow. It's so cool. So it reminds me of like E Honda from Street Fighter. Like, pow, 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 pow. It's just like bonking things with it. It's really, really fun. That's all I got to say about that. Okay, that leaves us with the last two weapon aspects. We'll go Black Coat next. I think we only have 2 left, right? No, we have 3 left. What is wrong with me? Yeah. So we'll go Black Coat next. I actually have to look and see. I actually don't know the symbols by heart with the Black Coat. Okay, so that's Mel, Selene, Nyx, Shiva. Okay, cool. So this is Mel. This is very strong. We'll go very high B. It's very good. Like, just the movement speed and the attack speed. I think for new players, it's really, really strong. Because you just get that extra movement speed and the attack speed. You basically, I think, just put Poseidon on this. You want something like Zeus or Ares or something, Hestia maybe, on the rockets, just like spraying out stuff. What you want to do is either want to get the hammer that gives you like triple dash strikes. It's so gross. And then you can just take like stutter step and stuff from what's his nuts, Hermes. So Yeah, that's really strong. I might even put that in A tier when we're done after I think about it for a while. But for now, we're going to go ahead and not, I guess. Why is there only 2 more coat aspects, though? Oh, no, never mind. We're good. That's Selene. Okay. Here's the aspect of Selene. I want this to be super good, but it's just not. It's going to go right there. I don't think any of the black coats are below a B right now, to be fair. Selene is my, like, ostensibly, just from looking at them without actually, like, yeah, just like from a outside point of view, just like reading them, it's so strong. And it's like you automatically just get the Godsend Hex because you can just start off with Ares and put Ares in the attack or special or whatever you want to do. And it's pretty cool. And, you know, it seems really cool, but you don't really spend a lot of mana. So you have to put the moon on your Arcana so that you can just keep proccing here. So you just want to be using that as often as possible, right? That's kind of what it's built around. So it's really just a crappier Mel because like that. The Hex is cool, but it doesn't make up for the 20% movement speed and attack speed that the Mel code starts off with. It's just not enough. I wish they would buff it. They're not going to, probably. I don't think they're going to really change the balance too much at this point. They could. They could do one more like pretty heavy balance patch. I could see if they thought some stuff was out of line, but I don't think anything's really far out of line anymore. I mean, other than Medea. Medea is just ridiculous, and I don't know why they just keep leaving it where it's at, but that's another time for an aspect for another day here. So, 1 second. That's Shiva and then Nyx. Okay. This is Shiva. Or no, let me look at that again. Well, how can I... Nyx is the purple one. Yeah, so that is Shiva. Okay, so this is Shiva. We're going to go low A. Shiva's very strong. Especially if you get good with the whole play pattern of it, like bonk, bonk, bonk with the specials, line up a giant power attack, hopefully hit a couple things with it. You can very easily turn it into a big mana spend because it costs like 50 mana to throw the special out, I think, or 30, maybe 50. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that's pretty ridiculous. But it does so much. It does a lot of damage if you put you can put again, you just want on hit things with it. You can go blitz. You can go. You could go. Yeah, basically any on-hit effect. The splash, probably not as much. I don't think you want the splash. You want the splash on the attack, if anything. But Hera, Hestia, yeah, Hitch, Scorch. Basically on the special. Then you just want to do probably more on-hit things with the attack. And just go crazy. You could, okay, if you're just planning on spamming the giant Omega, don't go on hit. You actually want probably Aphrodite or Apollo. Maybe even Hera has a pretty beefy percentage, but you're not going to be hitching things with it, so I wouldn't recommend. You probably just want Apollo or Aphrodite. I could see using Eris because wounds are cool and it adds the extra damage anyway, but yeah. So that's where I'm at with that. It's really strong. It's harder to play than Mel or Nyx, but once you have it, it's way stronger. It's definitely way stronger. Here's Nyx. This is in my opinion, well, it's not that strong. Back up here a second. We'll go right here. It's definitely higher A. It's definitely the best coat aspect in my opinion. They fixed it. The charges you can use a hex really well with it because you're just using that charge. It was popping 30 at a time. You don't have to throw any of the other Omegas out, which are kind of clunky. So you just zoom around using that. It's really good with Lunar Ray. So because it costs 30 mana to proc the Lunar Ray, and it uses 30 mana on the hits. You just zoom, smack, blow something up, pop a Lunar Ray, rinse, repeat. It's so fun, and you just get a good mana regen. Poseidon's mana regen works really good on it. Obviously, any of the really good ones will work really good too. I think now you could also use Apollo's. So, Born Gain, obviously. Tranquility would be good. Tranquil Gain, I think it's called actually. I don't remember what Zeus's is called, but it's you're zooming around so much, it'd actually be fine. You can just grab it as you go by it. So yeah, it's really flexible. Yeah, I'm gonna move it. I'm gonna move it here. It probably deserves to be above Momus too, but I have a soft spot in my heart for Momus, so we're not going to do that yet. All right, down to 2 weapon aspects now. We will go Skull next, I think. We'll probably have to look at those 2 to figure out who's who. I still remember my picture, which one's which. Okay, Persephone, that's what's hell, okay. I knew Medea and Mel. I just had to figure the other 2 out. Okay, so this is hell. This is very high A also. We're gonna fit it in right here. I just did a run where I defeated. You just slap. Basically, you have 2 options here, more or less. I think you just want Poseidon or Hestia on the attack, and you just go nuts. Like you're either splashing or putting a scorch, and it's so good either way. You could also go Ares if you just want to go blood drops and then go kind of ridiculous level with it. You're getting 100% extra attack speed, then you don't even have to proc the special. You can go big mana spend also with this if you really want, because you're spending 50 mana on the special to proc the Valkyrie, I think it's called. It's really, really strong. It's fun. It has really good hammers. Like Garmer Gain is good. The ones for the special are all good. Doing the special faster and longer and more damage. You will probably, if you're using the special, like rotating the Omega special, and it will probably be your leading damage dealer, unless you like Poseidon Waves or Scorch might beat it, but it's going to be up there for sure. Okay. Here is Persephone. I don't know where to put Persephone. If we're just going straight fun, Persephone is like whoop up here because of the palms. It's really, really good. I'm still going to drop it, like, I think right in here somewhere. Right behind Hell. It's not as good as Hell. So, you're not going to want to be like... Yeah, it's not as good as Hell, but it's really fun. It's the best, funnest aspect to put, to just use with, Hephaestus. It's really gross because you could just automatically start off with like a 6-second attack or something like that. It's really cool. Then you just palm things a few times and off to the races. I think one time I had a 2-second special and a 1-second, well, it's like 1.46 I think technically or something like attack, and I was just like blowing the screen up over and over and over and over again. You could also do builds where you use the Omega Special by using like a Juicy Cast. You get like a Storm Ring or Tidal Ring or something that just does a lot of damage. And then you just boop, and fly around the room and blow everything up. It's pretty sick. I like my sound effects there. Boop. Okay, here's the problem child for the whole game. It's Medea. It is the best at everything once you understand how to use it. It is the fastest. It has its floor is A tier. Like seriously, no matter what you'd put on it, it's fine. I think you could probably just run the underworld just taking Denied daggers and ignoring putting things on it. You could probably still clear. It's really gross. It needed to be adjusted. At least they fixed the thing where your Storm Ring was just hitting for like 150 damage per tick or something, and Scorch was just like you could have a common. And it was a common smoldering, and it was like having an epic smoldering on it because it was so strong. Yeah, what do I have to say about it? It is the queen, the king, whatever. It's the best. It has the only aspect to clear high fear, the highest fear, 67 fear. He did use a bug. I'm not asterisking it. It was an insane run. That guy's amazing. I will never be as good of a player as that guy. My brain's farting. Sorry, sir. I think he's going to be doing some content. Go watch Boated or Halion stream where they discuss the run, and they'll show you his name. I'm sorry, I'm brain farting on it right now. But yeah, that I don't really have to say anymore. Basically, you just put Blitz on the special, anything on the attack, hashtag, zoom around and win. That's basically it. There's a couple fights that are difficult for it, like You have to be careful against rivals Polyphemus because of the circle coming out. You can't use your special through it. You have to actually dash. If you special through it, you're just gonna get poisoned and stuff. And then there's the Tail of Typhon, which like you basically, it's really hard for you to do anything to it. It's like the hardest fight in the game for it. It's like a mini boss. It's pretty funny, but you have to like. You have very small windows, and if you're gonna take damage no matter what, especially if those little pokey dudes are out. The fight's so hard. And then, but all the other mini bosses in the game are like free with Medea, so maybe that's probably good that they leave that way. Screw Medea, right? Okay. And here's the Mel. I'm gonna drop Mel down here. It's like it's better than the Mel axe, but I don't think it's very good. You can win with it. I mean, I won with it. You can do some fun stuff with it. Like you could. I think the highest damage build, like the highest ceiling build in the game, might be the wide grin build. We put Apollo on the mega attack to get wide grin, and then go watch Halien's video. There's a video where he literally I've tried to replicate it and wasn't able to, which is why I'm not letting that affect the score of this, because like. Yes, there is a build for it where you one-shot the phases on bosses. It's so strong. You're like, bop, and then you just move to the next phase. And bop, you move to the next phase. Like, you don't even have to fight them. But, having said that, it requires a lot. You need to get, like, the legendary from Apollo. You need to get Wide Grin, which is just getting a specific hammer to show up in Ephira, or in the Underworld, it's like, you're not going to pull that build off at all. But in Ephira, like, if you're trying to get that, it's doable, I think. I got something approximating it. I got something that I cleared like 16 fear with. It didn't feel good though, even because I just didn't get half the stuff he got. But go watch his video. It's the most absurd video ever. Okay, so we're moving on to the torches here. Man, we'll start with my favorite aspect in the game, Soupe. At one point, it was right here. Seriously. It was still there until like 2 nerfs ago. It's had like I think a series of 5 nerfs. The last 4 were not necessary. Seriously, the first one was fine. Like I think it gave like a 70% buff to your sprint, which was probably too much. It was fine that they buffed that. Did they like lowered the special damage a little bit and dropped it to 50%? I was like, 50%'s cool. I'm okay with this. And then they dropped it to 30%, lowered the special damage more, gave you 1 ball, which everyone hated. So they lowered the special damage again, gave you 2 balls. Now they've slowed down the Omega attack and the Omega special for it on this last patch. So, my Soupe. My beautiful, beautiful Soupe. We're going to drop you here. It's still very good. I recommend if you're trying to clear 32 fear. Okay, so this aspect will struggle bus until you get a couple boons. You're going to struggle to clear rooms, but you do need to have a special, an attack, and a sprint on it. And then once you're at that point, it's where it's A tier, right? It's the best defensive in the game. It has the lowest. It has like a super high. Well, the floor is very low. Like I said, the beginning of the game, if you can't get some stuff that you need pretty quickly, you'll quickly be underpowered. Especially if you're playing anything above. I think at 0 fear, it's probably by far the best aspect. Simply because like, if you're struggling, I mean, like if 0 fear is like where your skill level is, this is probably the aspect for you to learn with and get better at the game. You can just attack. Basically, now it has multiple options too. Hestia used to be the best one. I don't think it's usable anymore, which makes me sad because it was my favorite. But you basically just want Poseidon. The Poseidon is the best one. But then right below that, now you have Hera and then probably Zeus. And that's probably that's probably it. No, you could. Okay, we'll drop Hephaestus in there too. If you're being kind of have fun with Hephaestus, that works too. So Soupe is still very strong. Boda just did a run with it after the patch too. I did a run with it too. Actually 2, I think. It's strong still. It's still really good. Like it still belongs in the A tier. So what do we do with the rest of the Mel torch? With the rest of the torches? Let me see here. I gotta make sure I'm. Give me a second here. Sorry, guys. Having to respond to a message that was actually pretty important. Okay, so let's see. We got to figure out what. Okay, that's Moros and then Mel. Okay, Moros and Mel. This is okay. So this is Moros. Yeah, this is gonna go right here. Very, very strong. It used to be like one of the kings of speedrunning. It's still really good at even higher. So I cleared 32 fear with it pretty easy, I think. It's really strong. It's yeah. So that's what that's about all I can say about that. It's so strong. You literally don't need much for it. It's a very high floor. You just get an attack boon, and then you just blow up your attacks with your special. You just get an attack and a special and run around and destroy everything. Don't stand still for too long having fun with it. You're going to throw a couple attacks, pop, 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 and dash. Pop, 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 dash. You'll just blow everything up. It's really strong. I mean, you can put almost anything on the attacks and specials, and it's going to be good. You can do it's fast, so on hits work, it does a lot of damage. So putting a base power on it is really, really strong. Like, yeah, it's all really good. Okay, we're gonna go with the Mel torches. Mel torches is I'm gonna go really high B. It has the most fun way to play in the game with its giant mana spending build, where you can just stack like cut above, fine line, the Zeus one that sprays the water out. Then you get like righteous pike. It's really, really fun. You can slaughter stuff with it, but it does take like it's one of those builds that just like by the end of the game it's S tier, but you're like kind of C tier for a while. So so yeah, that's where I'm at for that, and then finally we will look at the last one here. It is Eos. Eos is definitely better than Mel torches, but I'm not gonna put it in A. I don't think it's definitely not as good as any of that stuff. So, oh, what just happened? Okay, we'll drop it at the top of B. It's better than Mel torches, but it's not as good as anything I have in A. That's my tier list, everybody. Let me know if you don't agree with this. You know, it's fine if you don't agree with it, but that was my thoughts. I hope everyone has a great day.